And welcome to episode number 1 of the Probably Not Show, your source for movie reviews, news, everything in between, and everything out of between. My name is Brendan Bigley.
I'm Marcel.
I'm Jacqueline.
And this is probably not an idea because I'm not lost.
But this is our review of Judd Apatow's This Is 40.
She talks a lot about that, I'll say. Alright, let's get into it.
I didn't know!
I just buckled my seatbelt. Alright, hello. So, for our first episode, we're going to be talking about This Is 40. It's a film written and directed by Judd Apatow, who is famously known for Superbad and some shows like Freaks and Geeks, and Knocked Up, which this is a sort of sequel to, as they're advertising it, at least. Basically just meaning that Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann are just playing the same characters, and has nothing to do with the last movie, so they really can't call it a sequel, and I think that's an advertising cop-out. But anyway, let's get into the movie. So, let me think if there's anything else we need to know. It's basically just about Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd, and they have a family, and they turn 40, and it's just about how they handle the everyday...
A new phase in their life.
Yeah, it's just, you know, going and trying to change everything because you think you're unhappy with your life. So, Marcel, what did you think?
Alright. So I'm going to go as far as saying that we watched a couple movies already this past year, and I've watched movies on my own. This is actually one of my favorites of the year so far.
Wow.
I actually really liked this movie.
Yeah?
A lot.
Why?
I liked how realistic it was in comparison to anything we've watched. I mean, it's very much, this is life, this is actually real things that would happen in any everyday person's life, you know, and I related to that a lot. That's why I resonated with it so much.
Yeah, it was really interesting. What did you think of their performances? Like, did you think Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd were able to hold their own individually, or do you think one of them was better than the other one?
I'm a big Paul Rudd fan. Like, I think Paul Rudd is comedic genius. I think he's really funny, and I think him and Leslie Mann did really well. I generally don't like Leslie Mann though. Like, I don't. She sometimes she comes off too. She comes off too dumb.
She's a little shrill for me, especially in this movie. It was a little bit like, just kind of...
I'm a huge Leslie Mann fan. Huge. She was like the reason that I was excited for this movie.
Yeah?
It was because Leslie Mann was like the forefront of the movie, and I was like, I just want to see her lead.
I'm very upset. I was like, oh, Paul Rudd, yeah, I'm in. Like, that's fine. For Leslie, it's just like, she definitely just, there's something about her in every, like, the last one that I watched with her was the one with Ryan Reynolds.
Change Up with
Change Up. And just, she plays a similar kind of role. You know, when she's like the wife who isn't getting the appreciation she wants from her husband, and like, I don't know, for me it's just very repetitive, and you can just kind of get to that. Yeah. I did like them together. I think they had better chemistry than her and Jason Bateman for me. Yeah. Between those two movies.
So you dug it?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Cool. Wow. Jacqueline?
The whole time I couldn't help but think, because Leslie Mann is Judd Apatow's wife, and those were his actual children. Yeah. I had like a very like voyeurist kind of like, I was a little bit uncomfortable. I felt like they almost just like stuck a camera in Judd Apatow's life and he cast Paul Rudd as himself, and then it was like almost uncomfortable feeling. Yeah. Because I'm like, watching it, I was like, you know that this is based on real things that happened. Like it just felt a little bit uncomfortable for me in that kind of a way.
That's weird. I didn't take that at all. Like I
got that feeling at some of the like fighty parts where I was like, this is clearly just a fight that the two of them had, and just literally wrote into the script like right after. It was a
little intimate.
Yeah.
But in like in a creepy way.
But did you dig it? Did you like the movie as a whole?
It was. I laughed a lot. So that's always.
That's good. I took it more endearing. You know, like even if it was like drawn from real life, like I like things that are based on real life. Like that's going to be something that sticks with me more than something that's way out there. Like, I've seen a lot of things where it was like way out there for me, and I'm just like, like I really like the movie, but I just can't believe that would have actually happened, you know?
Yeah. Well, I should go ahead and say that I really love the first half of Funny People, because it was the first time that Judd Apatow tried to do something like really with just an emotional edge to it, and then it was unfortunate that he took the last half of that movie to kind of just turn it into like a cliched rom-com kind of thing, you know, because it had this really interesting autobiographical story about Seth Rogen and Adam Sandler. So I was excited to see him break out and do more of like a really emotional kind of thing, but for the whole film instead of just half of it, you know? And honestly, I was a little let down by it. I do have to applaud the realism. There were a lot of times where I was sitting there, I was like, this pacing's a little weird. Like, I'm not really into the story just because of some of the conversations that are happening, but then it suddenly hit me that it's just so true to life. It was so much like actually how these people would react, and it made sense, and it was completely logical in the way that they were fighting, because you could totally tell who was going to take what side, and as soon as one person said something, you're like, I know exactly how she's going to, you know, attack him for saying that, you know, which was very, very, very interesting. I was a little disappointed in Paul Rudd also. His performance was a little bit lacking for me. And not that I don't like Paul Rudd, I love Paul Rudd. I'm right there with you. I think Paul Rudd's awesome. But just something about, well, I think it's also because in the commercial there's that great bit when he's like dancing in front of the webcam. I don't know if you saw the ad for it.
I don't think that I did.
The daughter's on iChat with someone, and they're like FaceTiming, and he comes in the back in his boxers and like pulled up to here in his shirt, and he goes, "Hello, fellow school child," and it's like the funniest moment of the entire ad. And I was just excited to see that whole scene play out. And it wasn't. I was kind of disappointed in that, but I really do have to say I love some of the emotional bits that happened. It really, especially right towards the end, like the last half hour of that movie was so impactful and interesting, and I was just curious to see what was going to be the moment that turned their lives around. You know, I just wanted to see what the event was, and the event I thought was really, it made sense, and I enjoyed seeing them kind of like reconcile and all that kind of stuff.
I genuinely enjoyed that last scene, the whole party scene. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah, it was, but for me, I thought it was okay. It was a little bit lacking, but I did enjoy it. I probably honestly won't watch it again. Really, I thought it was like,
it was a little long.
You really felt the length.
You felt the length, but like for me, I got the funny that I wanted, and I got a decent story out of it, and like that's pretty rare like now.
Yeah.
And like I'd be willing to just say like, yeah, I'll take this until the next big movie that has the story and the funny and everything that I want.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see. I feel like this is like the halfway point. You know, it's like Judd Apatow tried something with funny people and kind of achieved it, and then he's trying it again with this, and now whatever the third movie is going to be is going to be great, and I'm just excited to see what he's going to do next, and I hope there's more Leslie Mann in it.
Yes. It should also be said that a lot of scene stealers in this. I thought Charlene Wee, is that her name?
Yeah.
Great.
Who I haven't seen since, what, Paper Heart?
Paper Heart is the last thing I saw her in.
Yeah, me too.
Every time she was on screen.
Yeah,
every time she's on screen.
When she does like the Gollum voice.
Yeah,
like,
amazing. Amazing, so funny. Chris O'Dowd, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the mustache?
Yeah, mustache.
Yeah.
Also love him. Thought he was great every time.
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel always flawless.
He's spectacular. Yeah.
Megan Fox playing herself.
Yeah. It was
Megan Fox.
She's very Megan Foxy.
I think Leslie Mann is like an incredibly attractive woman, so I just think they needed to cast someone like Megan Fox to be the like attractive foil.
And part of what was a problem for me is almost sometimes I would be watching it and thinking, well, Leslie Mann shouldn't be so upset.
I know
she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
I was almost like, I don't like buy your problems with being 40 because you're like a slamming 40. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There were some times where that took me away. Where it was like, she looks 25.
I do really want to give a shout out to the young Apatow children for completely holding that movie together. Yep. Any comments that either of them made were some of the best moments of the whole movie, especially the younger one.
Yeah.
They grounded it so many times for me, where you would be kind of lost in it and like distressed almost, and they'd just like punch of art in it.
And I felt like that's what it was like, you know? I was the kid in the movie, you know? Like they were saying exactly what I would have wanted to say.
Exactly.
If my parents were fighting like that.
And I'm intrigued to, maybe I would watch this movie again, you know, down the line when I have a family and stuff, you know, and like see how I would react to it from their point of view, you know, instead of from the younger person's point of view, just watching this from the outside. Because I feel like I don't really have any connection with any of the characters. I can't really relate to any of them just because the age differences are like on either side of where I am right now, you know?
Yeah.
So the movie I don't think is really for us, but I still got out of it what I expected and what I wanted. But yeah, so would you recommend seeing it in theaters?
Probably.
I would say probably also. I mean, probably not, actually. I'm going to switch to probably not. I'm gonna say wait for it to come out on DVD.
Probably rent it.
Yeah.
Probably see it in theaters.
Alright, well, this is 40. And see you on Thursday and next week. Later.